And now, live in studio, cutting through your typical media nonsense and offering you a rational and unbiased perspective on current events and life in Tampa Bay. He's a successful entrepreneur, published author, top listing agent, a real estate and finance expert that goes to bat for you every day as a consumer advocate. Your host and the consumer quarterback, Brandon Rhymes.
Yes, here we are again another day, committed to picking a fight with the mainstream media and providing you the timely truth centered around real estate, credit, finance, estate planning, tax planning, and so much more. You're listening to the Consumer Quarterback Show. Our number one goals are to educate, entertain, enlighten, and engage you in an effort to help you win in any marketplace.
The only thing I'm addicted to right now is winning.
We want you to save our hotline number in your phone. At some point, you're going to need it. 813-670-7372.
You used to call me on my cell phone.
813-670-7372. And bookmark our website, consumerqb.com. A lot of information available for you at consumerqb.com. You can see links to all of our expert contributors, 80-plus show partners now on the Consumer Quarterback Show. You can see the live stream television show version on WeBeam TV or stream it live from our website, consumerqb.com. And the contact form there is where you can submit that form, and it's going to come directly through, and we're going to make sure we get back to you before our head hits the pillow. Coming up, we got Name That Tune. We got our fun 80s hits. We're going to have 5 of our top 80s hits here coming up for our expert contributors to guess. And we don't care if you're climbing a corporate ladder or if you throw a ladder in your truck on the way to work. This show's for you. Intelligent Talk Radio. I've got some intelligent folks here in studio with me today. Mario Larrea. He's a mortgage expert with MI Mutual Mortgage. Welcome back in, Mario.
Hey, great to be here. I'll be talking about kind of where Tampa ranks nationally as far as appreciation and, where Florida actually is ranking for relocation. So we'll get into that a little bit and, how I can assist people getting into properties or financing where, the big banks kind of fail in some aspects.
Right. Support your local lender here in Tampa Bay. Mario Larrea, one of the best here in Tampa Bay. Local company, local lender can help you with all of your FHA, VA, conventional loans, all types of loan programs. He's got them. You name it, he's got them here in Tampa Bay. Also in studio, James Lascano, Trans World Business Advisors. He's a business broker here in Tampa Bay. Welcome back in, James.
Thank you very much, Brandon. Always love to be here, and I got a couple of exciting things that are progressing, obviously, in the business brokerage world, and things are happening in Tampa. Like I said, you see the growth of people buying homes here. They want to buy businesses, so we continue to grow. It's a great thing for our Bay Area.
Yeah, and we got an interesting story in our that we'll talk about. Google and Salesforce, they have a merger. So they're talking about competing with Amazon. So we'll talk about that here on the Consumer Quarterback Show as well. Let's give a shout out to Kipton's, the Hotel Zamora on beautiful St. Pete Beach. It's a whitewashed Mediterranean palace with expansive luxury suites overlooking the Intercoastal Waterway. Also the Gulf of Mexico views as well. And if you're a boater like me, I love to get out there on the weekends with Freedom Boat Club. You can pull your boat up and hang out over at Kipton's Pool. They've got the spa downstairs as well, bars. They got a rooftop lounge as well, the Rooftop 360 Lounge with amazing views of the Gulf of Mexico. Now, make sure you let them know the real estate quarterback sent you, and you're going to get 10 to 20% off of your stay over at Kipton's, the Hotel Zamora on St. Pete Beach, the official hotel partner of the Consumer Quarterback Show. Attention builders and developers. Any builders, developers out there, I got some hot land. I got some vacant land. I got about 15 vacant land parcels, but this one is $2.5 million at 11502 Thanona-Sassa Road out in East Hillsborough County. And it has this property. It has a structure on the property, but this is 9 acres overlooking a beautiful lake, Thanona-Sassa. It's high and dry, and it's on like a bluff or a hill. And it's a really great buying opportunity. If you're a developer or builder out there, it's a great buying opportunity there. And also a property in Largo, 14465 Tanglewood Drive in Largo, Bay Hill subdivision, 4 bedrooms, 4 bath, $550,000, over 3,500 square foot. Heated here at beautiful property in Tanglewood Drive in Largo. A couple of great opportunities from Platinum MVP Realty. So reach out, consumerqb.com. Let us know how we can help you. Coming up in our Feel Good segment of the week, young man cleans up mess caused by vandals and becomes a hero. So that's our Feel Good story of the week. All right, let's go ahead and jump into this. Mario, we were talking, so Mario Larrea here, MI Mutual Mortgage, highly respected mortgage lender here in Tampa Bay. Got a great team over there at his office in Tampa. But, we have a study here that we looked at where it's talking about folks that are moving, they're relocating from a particular state, for example. Let's just take the top one here. So Vermont, it's a percentage looking to move out of state. 24% of people in Vermont are looking to move out of that state. And then the top new state destination is Florida, and it's saying 14.01% percentage looking to move to top destination state for out-of-state movers. So that's the trend that we see nationwide.
Yeah, the study actually showed that out of the 50 states, 18 of the states, the top destination to move would be Florida, which it's not real surprising, but I wasn't aware that we were number one. But it just goes to show it's a great place to buy and live. And it also helps our appreciation. So they're ranking Tampa as like number 5 in the nation for the amount of appreciation. Or predicted appreciation. So, over the last year, I think they were saying we appreciated like 4.5%, where the national average was about 3%. So, prices are still fairly decent here in Florida. And, I get this question a lot, people asking or predicting that we're going to have another housing market bubble burst. And, realistically, the way that they've tightened lending, you don't have any of these programs where people can't afford the properties and they're getting into them. I mean, they're very strict on whether or not you can, qualify income wise and stuff like that. So, you're not going to see the huge burst that we had before. I mean,
right.
It's definitely possible it's going to slow down, but we're in a great position here being in Florida and being in Tampa, to continue appreciating. And it's still a great time to buy with rates as low as they are.
Absolutely. So you have a great time to invest in real estate. You've got the investors investing as well. You got this is one of the best markets as well for investors to be able to hold a property if they want to rent it out or just to do a flip. You see that happening. What in terms of the process, I think that's one of the things that when you look at a lender, you look at the process. Sometimes these online folks are going to be talking to you over the phone. There's not much accountability when you're talking to someone over the phone or even over a computer nowadays. The ability to be able to walk into your office or meet with you, or I'm sure you would go out to folks' homes and meet with them, sit down with them at their office and discuss a mortgage. Yeah,
definitely. And, I get that a lot. I get people that have applied online or over the phone through like a national center or something like that, and it ends up that their loan doesn't go through, and they come to me or their realtor recommends them to me, and then I can go ahead and save it. And one of the things too that you see with a lot of these companies is they're huge call centers, so
right.
A lot of the people don't have a ton of experience, so they're just going to say anything that they can to get you in there, whether or not they know for sure if you're going to qualify. And it's really sad. I see a lot of people that go all the way through the process and they're right about to where they're supposed to close, and then all of a sudden they pull the rug out from under them and say, hey, we can't do your loan.
The good old bait and switch.
Yeah.
Bafflation.
So, you got to be real careful with that. I mean, talk with somebody local. I'm here. I'm accountable. I'm probably going to run into you again after the fact. So, I'm going to be straight up with you. Some people, I've talked to, and I tell them exactly how it's going to play out. They talk to an online or talk to a company over the phone. They promise them the world, and then when it comes down to it, it goes back to what I told them is going to happen. So,
right.
Sometimes if it may not be exactly what you want to hear, but it's better to know up front what you're getting into.
Right, absolutely. You want to find out, and that's the other thing is people will call up and they'll say what's the rate. We got an email submission last week about that. What's the rate? There's so many variables. You have to sit down with the loan officer, the mortgage professional, and have them, explain to you, what your credit profile is. I mean, walk them through that, Mario.
Yeah, and the other thing too is there's so many different types of loans too. So it's like I get that all the time. And like you said, you sent me one last week or the week before, but depending on what you want to do, it's going to change it. Depending, number one, what terms you're looking at. Obviously, a 15-year term, the rate's going to be a little bit lower than a 30. Are you looking at VA? Are you looking at conventional? Are you looking at USDA, FHA? All that's going to make a difference. Your credit is definitely going to make a difference as well. Depending on which way you can go, how much money you're going to put down also impacts the interest rate. You see, another thing I get all the time is I'll quote somebody a rate, and they might be putting 3% down. They're like, hey, I saw a rate a lot lower than this advertised, a bunch of rates advertised online.
Yep.
Well, you can definitely do that. But if you start reading the fine print, it's the perfect loan. Mortgages are risk-based. So, if somebody's putting 3% down, their rate is not going to be as good as somebody who has 50% equity.
Right.
I mean, it's just a riskier loan. So that plays into it. If somebody is a 780 credit score and I'm talking to somebody who's a 680 credit score, obviously the person with a 780 is going to get a little bit of a better rate. So all those things come into play. Now, typically what you see online or advertised rates, again, they're going to advertise the best loan they have available. So, typically you're looking at a loan amount of 300,000 plus, 60% loan to value, 780 credit score. So if you're not in that box, obviously the rate's going to be a little bit higher. So, like I tell people, hey, if you're putting 3% down, you have some credit issues, I can get you the same rate if we're talking about, the same exact type of loan.
Yeah, exactly. You want to compare apples to apples. You want to look at, let's maybe when we come back, let's talk a little bit about our veterans. Veterans Day coming up. We also have investor opportunities out there. So let's talk about that as well in our next segment with Mario Larrea. And we're going to bring James Lascano. He's a business broker here in Tampa Bay, Trans World Business Advisor. He's going to help you understand more about how to value your business if you're looking to sell it, buying and selling investments or businesses, and also, some of his inventory. He's got some cool inventory. Still got the pizzeria?
Nope.
Sold off the book. See,
yeah. You know what? Actually, it's funny. I'll get back to you in the next segment.
yeah. So we're going to talk about some of his inventory, what he's got out there. He's got a funny story coming up, and we have our feel good story of the week coming up as well. Young man cleans up mess caused by vandals, becomes local hero. Name that tune. And we're also going to discuss the Google and Salesforce merger. Stay with us. Don't touch that dial. Consumer Quarterback Show, ConsumerQB.com.
Hey, this is Jarek Robbins. You are listening to the Consumer Quarterback Show with Brandon Rhymes. Please do what it takes to learn all that you have to live the life you want to live it fully, and find a way to give it by paying it forward to others.
Get in touch with Brandon online at ConsumerQB.com.
Enjoy tranquil seclusion in an eco-lover's paradise. Paddling through the mangroves where the only sounds you'll hear are the sounds of nature. Because you deserve to relax on vacation, visit Pasco County, Florida.
listening to the consumer quarterback, Brandon Rhymes, cutting through your typical media nonsense and offering you a rational and unbiased perspective on current events and life in Tampa Bay. Online at consumerqb.com.
All right, welcome back. Thanks for sticking with us. Brandon Rhymes here, Consumer Quarterback Show, owner of Platinum MVP Realty and a top listing agent here in Tampa Bay. We're looking for inventory. It's a tight inventory market right now. We're looking for homes to sell, condos, townhouses, commercial properties. We're looking to sell them. If you got them, we would love to talk to you, do a free CMA for you, comparable market analysis, help you find out what the value is of your property. And speaking of hot listings here, I got 1024 Mandalay in Clearwater. This is Clearwater Beach, 1024 Mandalay Avenue in Clearwater. Just reduced down to $749,000. Beautiful two-bedroom, two-bath property. Nice tropical feel to it. Pavers all the way around. Nice fenced-in backyard, mature landscaping, and you literally walk across the street and you are on the beach, North Clearwater Beach. And I got an old northeast area property here in St. Petersburg, 215 12th Avenue Northeast, St. Petersburg. This is 4 bedrooms, 5 bath, and it's a pre-construction property and opportunity at 3,688 square feet, and it's $1.19 million. Beautiful listings here in Tampa Bay. All right, we're helping you win in any marketplace, and let's give a shout out to Signature Massage and Facial Spa. Are you looking for a place to get a massage or a facial at an affordable price, but without having to sign up for a membership? Look no further at Signature Massage and Facial Spa. They offer a 1-hour Swedish massage for $49.95, always no contracts. And for those muscles and knots that need extra work, ask about getting a deep tissue or sports massage. And if skincare is what you're looking for, they have amazing facial and microderm packages. Check out Signature Massage and Facial Spa, 11248 West Hillsborough Avenue in Tampa, 925-8898. Call 813-925-8898 to schedule an appointment. Let them know the Real Estate Quarterback sent you, and you're going to get 10% discount off of your first service at Signature Massage and Facial Spa. All right, we're back here in studio helping you win in any marketplace. Mario Larrea in the house, mortgage expert, MI Mutual Mortgage. James Lascano, Trans World Business Advisors. He's a business broker here in Tampa Bay. So, Mario, we were kind of talking about different opportunities. Of course, we got Veterans Day coming up. Let's talk about the vets. We Platinum MVP Realty. We will have special incentives for our veterans year-round. Half a point discount back to them if they buy or sell with us. And I know you guys do some cool stuff over there to help veterans get into homes.
Yeah, the VA program, the loan itself it's an amazing program. I mean, it's government money, so the rates are lower than what you see typically with conventional loans. 0% down. In the past, like FHA, VA, sometimes they required additional inspections and other hoops that would jump through, and the VAs took a little bit longer because you had to go through VA, and it's not like that today. I mean, today I can get a VA loan closed just as fast as I can get a conventional, and the same type of inspections. Only difference being that VA does require a termite inspection, but aside from that, it's an amazing program. I have a lot of people that I've worked with that. They'll have the seller contribute a little bit to their closing costs. We'll contribute a little bit to their closing costs. And, I've actually had people come to closing and get a check in hand as a refund from their deposit. So they literally get in with no money down. So
buy a home, we'll give you some check back.
Yeah,
we'll give you money back.
Yeah, just walk in. I mean, it's better. You think about it. You go rent somewhere, you're looking at first month, last month, deposit, and, you can buy a house 0% down and literally put not a dollar down.
And I think a lot of it is folks just don't know. I mean, so think about it. If you're watching this show, listening to us on air, grab a veteran by the hand, have them go to consumerqb.com, reach out to Mario Larrea, let them know that they have these benefits available, because a lot of times they don't know, or maybe they heard about it, but they think it's going to be a hassle. Oh, well, I got to dig up my VA certificate. I got to get some tax returns out, or whatever that might be. But he's going to make it such an easy, a simple process, and you're doing them a favor. And this is that time of year when we really want to think about our veterans.
Yeah, another thing too with VA, there's some huge companies here that specialize in VA, and they I've picked up a lot of loans that they haven't been able to close for one reason or another. Or they took too long. So, talk to somebody local. Again, it's somebody like me who's I've been in the business for 16 years. So, I know the ins and outs. I know what's going to happen, what issues we're going to run into before they actually come up. That way, if you can circumvent some of it or prevent, or it's going to come up, so you know how to get around it, it's definitely going to help a lot rather than going to one of the larger companies. Again, like I said, most of those people don't have all that much experience. If they did, they'd be out on their own. So, it's much better experience for the consumer and everybody else involved if you go with somebody who really knows what they're doing in mortgages. I mean, it can make a huge difference in time, costs, just everything all around, stress. You look at some of the larger companies, they're taking 60, 90 days to close.
Yeah.
I guarantee any loan that I work on, unless it's a rehab loan or something like that, or USDA, I'll close within 30 days, or I'll give you $1,000 at closing. So, those larger banks, they're not going to do that.
Nice. I like that. And if you just joined us, I'm your host, Brandon Rhymes. We're talking with Mario Larrea here, mortgage expert, MI Mutual Mortgage. And here's the other one that you hear so often out there, and no fees, no lender fees. You're not going to pay any fees here. So it's just, whenever I hear that, I'm just, wow, how do people fall for that?
Well, yeah, and, I do those too. A lot of them that you hear too are like no closing costs whatsoever, but your rate is going to be really high. I mean, they're going to make the money. The lenders we're basically, for pricing, we're all fishing from the same pond. So,
right, exactly.
When it comes down to it, there's not going to be a huge variance in pricing. So if you hear something that's a little bit too good to be true, it probably is. But the companies, that are saying that these zero closing costs at all, you're going to have to pay attention to what your rate is, because it's going to be quite a bit more. Now, what I'll do is I'll tell somebody, I'll give them 3 options once we're getting ready to lock the loan. Hey, here's an option where I can pay a portion of your closing costs. Here's an option with zero lender fees. Here's an option where you're buying your rate down.
Right.
So at the end of the day, you pick it.
Which do you prefer? Yeah.
Yeah, some people, if you're going to stay in the house in all 30 years and, with rates where they are right now, more than likely you probably aren't going to refinance in the future. It may make sense for you to buy the interest rate down. If, I get some like first-time home buyers, they're younger couples, or, younger people in general, if they're going to break even on the money that I contribute to their closing costs, with a slightly higher interest rate, they won't break even until, let's say, 8 years or something.
Right.
It might make sense to take the little bit higher interest rate, because, 8 years, if it's your first house, you never know what could happen.
Right. Yeah. You might move. There's so many different things that happen.
Yeah.
All right. So let's make a little top 5 out of this. So this article that we talked about early in the show, we said that the number one state where people move from to Florida is Vermont. So can you guess where the second state would be, James? Let's put you on the line there. Do you have the article in front of you?
Yeah, he does.
Oh, man. I was trying to get a guessing game. I was trying to do a guessing game out. So for our listeners out there, the second guess would be New York. That's got about 20% of people moving from New York to Florida. Connecticut, number 3, 19.09%. Maryland, and then New Jersey. So there's your top 5 people moving out of state, or from out of state into Florida, to the beautiful sunshine state here. So let's bring James Lascano in, Trans World Business Advisors. What are you seeing out there?
Well, like I said, first I definitely wanted to mention a couple of great things going on. First of all, we do have a lot of people moving from up north. Okay, New York and New Jersey people, I deal with them every day. They call me, they tell me, look, I want to, also from Ohio. They're constantly saying, look, we want to go ahead and move to Florida. We hate the cold. Yeah. Especially right now, they're saying we want to move there permanently. Great thing is also we have the businesses. I'm actually running out of inventory myself.
Wow.
We're selling. It's just moving so quickly. It's great.
That's
great problem
awesome,
to have. So I'm trying to go ahead and get more inventory. So anybody wants to go consider selling a business, I'll be happy to go ahead and look at your business, look at the revenue stream, and be able to tell you and price it appropriately. There's no strings attached. I'll just sit there and tell you, look, this is what's going on, and from that point you make decisions. So I'll be happy to talk to you and put you into that, put you in my schedule so we can have a nice consultation. It's very simple. Right now I have actually a listing that I can't believe. This is how crazy some things are. And I want to tell people, when you're thinking of selling your business, I cannot stress this enough. Get your figures in line please. It is to your benefit. I have a gentleman.
What do you mean by figures?
All your financials. Okay, get your financials, get all your profit and loss statements, your balance sheets. I have a man who's an extremely good business person. I mean, the way he's running his business, he must be a great salesman, but he didn't even know what profit and losses were. So I went ahead and I sat him down. This man, after we looked at his profit and losses from his accountant, he's like printing money.
Wow.
I mean, his revenue is over 533 between January and October, and he's netting about 241. It's incredible.
What kind of business? We gotta go to our break.
It's a quick lube change business.
Quick lube change. Got it. Wow.
I mean, incredible.
Stay with us here. Consumer Quarterback Show, 5 housing markets where home prices could outpace the nation in 2018. Our feel-good story, young man cleans up mess caused by vandals, becomes local hero. And stay with us here on the Consumer Quarterback Show. We're helping you win in any marketplace, and we'll be right back after this short break. Stay with us.
This is Warwick Dunn, and you're listening to the Real Estate Quarterback Show hosted by my man, Brandon Rhymes.
To get in touch with Brandon, call 813-670-7372. Online at consumerqb.com. Listening to The Consumer Quarterback, Brandon Rhymes, online at consumerqb.com. Brandon is Tampa Bay's #1 consumer advocate for real estate and financial advice. Call Brandon today at 813-670-7372.
Welcome back. Thanks for sticking with us. Brandon Rhymes here, your host of the Consumer Quarterback Show. Former USF football player, played on the inaugural football team at USF. And quarterbacking transactions for our sellers, our investors out there. Quarterbacking introductions to 80-plus show partners now with the Consumer Quarterback Show. And we all want to help you win no matter what you're facing. Attorneys, CPAs, financial advisors, lots of ways that we can help you, but you've got to engage. How can you engage? Multiple ways. You can hit us up on social media as well, at Brandon Rhymes1 on Instagram, Twitter, Facebook, Brandon Rhymes PA. We've got the Consumer Quarterback Show handles out there as well. But the most effective and easiest way is 813-670-7372. Call or text 813-670-7372. That's our Consumer Advocate Hotline. We're going to make sure we get back to you before our head hits the pillow. ConsumerQB.com is where you can see all of our information, our website, a lot of our information. Submit the form, ConsumerQB.com, with an email form that'll come directly to us. We're going to make sure we get back to you before our head hits the pillow. Giving a shout out to the official cleaning company of the Consumer Quarterback Show is Two Maids and a Mop. They are official cleaning company, excellent service, and friendly staff. A clean house helps you feel better. It's going to help you be better. It's going to help your health as well. And one thing I love about Two Maids and a Mop is that they offer free cleaning to cancer patients, serving the entire Tampa Bay area. A maid service worth talking about. Two Maids and a Mop, our official cleaning partner, the Consumer Quarterback Show. Hot listing here in New Tampa area. We've got 10217 Timberland Point Drive in Tampa, Arbor Green. This is a 4-bedroom, 3-bath property, $344,000. Timberland Point Drive in Tampa, just listed. Great buying opportunity. You got a 4th bedroom upstairs, bonus room, and over 3,900 square feet at Timberland Point Drive in Tampa. And we also have a lot of vacant land as well. Any builders, developers out there, we got a lot of vacant land available through Platinum MVP Realty. 11502 Thenona-Sassa Road out in East County. It's a $2.5 million listing, vacant land, gorgeous views. Check out those beautiful pictures by Fabre Frameworks as well. Our official real estate photographer is Fabre Frameworks. But beautiful property here, 9 acres on Lake Thenona-Sassa. And it has a home on it, but typically it's going to be a tear down if you're building and constructing a neighborhood in that area. But builders, developers, we'd love to talk to them. Check out PlatinumMVPRealty.com, PlatinumMVPRealty.com, our newly redesigned website for our real estate brokerage as well. And we're helping you win here in the Consumer Quarterback Show studio. We've got Making You More Street Smart is Mario Larrea. He's a mortgage expert, mortgage, MI Mutual Mortgage. James Lascano, Transworld Business Advisors. And James, before the break, we were we were leaving at that point. You were starting to explain a little bit more about that.
The Quick Lube business?
The Quick Lube business, yeah.
Yeah, I mean...
you had a funny story, though, too.
Oh, yeah. All right. So the other day...
Give me the funny story.
You asked me about the pizza place, right?
Yeah.
So the other day I got a call from my from my VP. He's like, hey, I just want to tell you something. We're doing a training right now with a bunch of new employees, and I wanted to tell him, I've always said, if you don't sell if you're not a business broker until you sell a pizza restaurant. So he went into the database and he went into the BBF, which is the Business Brokers of Florida, and said, hey, I want to show you the restaurants, and my name popped up all over like a Christmas tree. And he's like, did you know you were the top pizza restaurant salesperson in all of Tampa Bay? And I was like, no, I was not aware that.
Very nice.
Call James if you want a pizza. Nice, dude.
I was funny to look at that. I was like, do I get anything for that? He goes, I'll buy you a pizza next time I'm in town. But obviously I love pizza, so I do frequent restaurants.
Nice, dude. I like that one.
But it was nice to hear. And so if you own a pizza restaurant, give me a call. I'll be glad to sell it for you. I know pretty much all the ins and outs.
James Lascano, the pizza restaurant salesman.
Yeah.
And now I know for sure I just added 2 more guys to my wolf pack.
All right, getting a little silly here on the Quarterback Show. So you have this Quick Lube for sale.
Yeah.
And I'm interested in, when you got cash flow, you got evident cash flow here that you can prove on paper. And how do you value the business, and what would the new buyer look to pay for a business like that?
Well, right now, this particular business for sale for $330,000, and it's netting about $240,000, and this is only from January to October.
Wow.
Now, there's also other parts that we use to equations when we look at something like this. The reason it's priced low is also because the gentleman what he had is he's had this business for over 3 years, but he relocated it after a year and a half. So he brought his clientele, but he started from zero again. So unfortunately, I said, well, in reality, the business is only about 18 months old then.
Right.
So he was having problems giving me his P&L and everything because of that. Now that he's been there established over a year, he got me his P&L from January to October 31st. And again, it's like pretty money. The man's made already $500 and like about $38,000. And
it's not like a restaurant where, we all heard about the restaurants. You got the servers, you got the waiters, you got inventory, you got food, perishable item. This seems like relatively, less work. I don't want to say, being self-employed is not hard work, but something like this, you hire a mechanic, you got some guys that can change the oil filters. They're going to, run the car through, wash the car. That's what we're talking about, right?
And he's got a car wash next door that he's able to get free car washes in the car wash there. He has a type of a partnership,
reciprocal relationship, something like that.
And the thing is, the quick lube is quick, but it only makes 30% of revenue. You know, when you there's other things that he does. He's actually a full-fledged mechanic shop,
right.
But it looks like a franchise when you see it, and it's like a quick lube franchise. So people go in, and they do, although it's 50% of the work that's done is quick oil changes. He actually does 30% of his revenue comes from it. The other 70% comes from doing any transmission work, any AC work, things like that, and he does it all. But the beautiful thing about it is when you have a seller who's actually motivated and saying, look, I just need to go, there's personal reasons with his family that he needs to leave, and that's why he's selling, because if not, this is a cash cow. I mean, this thing is just making, it's like printing money. I mean,
what else you got? What other inventory?
Like I said, I'm running a little bit low. Okay. But I do have some other pizza restaurants.
Yeah, nice. Okay.
I have additional pizza restaurants that I have for sale. And I also have actually an asset sale for salons. I'm more of I specialize in telecommunications and manufacturing. Mm-hmm. But really, to be in this business, you have to be a jack of all trades. You need to understand everything. Yeah.
Take the listings. That's what I do. I get the listing. I get residential, vacant land, commercial. I'm taking the listings. I'm going to maximize the exposure for the seller. Let's go back to the pizza for 1 second. Because you look at the raw materials. I mean, you got dough, tomato sauce, cheese. Pretty simple to make, once you get it down.
And everybody's trying to mimic New York style. I mean, you hear it everywhere. It's like, this is New York style. This is New York style. This is New York style. And I almost feel like Santa in that movie Elf, where the guy's like, everybody says the best, but the real original is on 34th and 5th, and that's where you want to go.
Yeah, I like that.
Yeah, so I know where I know of the best pizza places, and you know what? Some of them that I've run into in Tampa have been little places you would never think, hey, they serve the best pizza.
I'll make them an offer, he can't refuse.
Yeah. There's top quality people out there making good quality food, and pizzerias are very, very high profit. That's why they do well. They're very high profit businesses. People come in, and like you said, it's dough, tomatoes, cheese.
Yeah. If you just joined us, I'm your host, Brandon Rhymes. James Lascano in studio here, business broker, Trans World Business Advisors. So a lot of people work their butts off through their whole life. They've got this great business. They know the business inside and out. They can almost do it in their sleep when it comes to operating the business itself. But it's like the E-Myth, like Michael Gerber, right? The book E-Myth. He talks about how not so many people work on their business rather than in their business. So we're talking about ways that you can prepare yourself and your family to sell whenever you do get to that position where you want to relocate, you want to retire, you want to sell. We're talking about the ability to meet up with James Lascano, Trans World Business Advisors, longtime friend of the program here, and understand more about your economics behind that decision and how you would properly present that to the marketplace.
Correct. And one of the most important things you got to do is you got to put yourself in a position where you can walk away from the business. Mm-hmm. And you cannot be the sole purpose. Like I went to sell a business, and we met first with the wife, and the buyer was with me. And the lady just made it sound like the business would not exist without her husband. Like it would just crumble and fall apart.
Wrong way to say it, right?
Yeah, exactly. And I'm looking at her like, wow, this is so bad. I'm like almost trying to tell her, stop, okay?
Yeah.
So we walked away. And I said, look, the man has fail-safes, okay, to make sure that this doesn't happen. But he did build it, and he's been working on this for 34 years.
Wow.
So therefore, I had to make sure that they understood that. But yeah, if you got to put yourself in a position where you're going to be able to move away, because the next person's not going to be you.
Right.
So if you put yourself there, the next buyer is going to come in and say, well, if I take him out of the equation, he's the secret sauce. I'm going to have an empty place. There's attrition there. People may leave. You're going to lose a percentage, and that's what they're buying. They're buying basically the potential of the business making what it's making now and then continuing to grow, because everybody wants to grow their business.
You got to put systems in place. You got to have programs and software and anything that you can use nowadays to automate the processes and to take exactly that out. That one key person. That's why they sell insurance. They sell insurance for that key man insurance, that key person. That's the whole center figure of a business. If that person dies or gets hit by a bus, boom, business done.
I mean, and you have to be careful with all these things. I mean, that's only one part of it. Again, when we look at different businesses, also when you're asking about how we evaluate, it also depends on the market that they're in, also the area. Look, Tampa's a hot market. I mean, our CEO made it very clear that there's a reason why he chose Florida to do what we do. Is the customers are always there. The buyers are constantly coming. We don't have a shortage of buyers. I'm having a shortage right now of inventory because they just come and buy. The reason I've been successful so much at selling pizzerias is because I had a long time a pizzeria. I had over 150 people call me for it. I sold it real quickly, and then I took those 150 people, put them in my database, and when I get another pizzeria, I send it to them. They're the first ones that call me and say, I want to buy it.
Yeah.
You know, they all have a criteria, but the thing is, there's no shortage of it. And then I get more calls on top of it. So therefore, I'm sure you do the same thing. You know, you have people giving you criteria on something specific, it's available.
Yep.
And we follow up with them. But yeah, we're extremely busy. We're doing very well. We've been blessed with that. And the market keeps on growing. I mean, Tampa,
people are moving here.
Yeah, I mean, there's no shortage of people.
Here's
shows it right here.
Yeah, let's come back. We'll talk about this latest report that we found here. 5 housing markets where home prices could outpace the nation in 2018. Here's a hint. Tampa's on it. And we have our feel-good story of the week. Young man cleans up mess caused by vandals, becomes local hero. And we got our Name That Tune coming up. So stay with us. Don't touch that dial. You're listening to the Consumer Quarterback Show, Tampa Bay and the Gulf Coast region's #1 consumer advocate program. Your daily 5 o'clock drive time here on AM 1380 The Biz, syndicated on the weekends on FM 102.5 The Bone Sunday mornings, and of course daily on WeBeam TV. You can watch our live stream as well. Stay with us. Don't touch that dial. Consumer Quarterback Show, consumerqb.com.
Hey everybody, I'm Forbes Riley, celebrity TV fitness host and creator of The Spin Gym. I'm here today with Brandon Rhymes, and you're listening to the Consumer Quarterback Show. Great ways to get happy, healthy, and wealthy.
To get in touch with Brandon, call 813-670-7372. Online at consumerqb.com. You're listening to the Consumer Quarterback, Brandon Rhymes, cutting through your typical media nonsense and offering you a rational and unbiased perspective on current events and life in Tampa Bay. Online at consumerqb.com.
All right, welcome back. Thanks for sticking with us. Brandon Rhymes here, Quarterback Show, Platinum MVP Realty, and a top listing agent here in Tampa Bay. In studio today, Mario Larrea, mortgage expert, James Lascano, business broker, and we're helping you win in any marketplace. A couple of hot listings here. 2907 West St. Conrad Street in Tampa. We just reduced this property down to $169 for a 3-bedroom, 2-bath property. Potential starter home here. Investment opportunity in Tampa. St. Conrad Street, 2907 West St. Conrad Street in Tampa. And out in East County, 5421 Kelly Road, Plant City, 3-bedroom, 3-bath property. $1.2 million, just reduced, and it's over 8,100 square feet for 5421 Kelly Road in Plant City, just listed on 12.89 acres MOL. Great buying opportunity and high and dry property out there in East County. We're back here in studio helping you win in any marketplace. We like to have a little fun with you here, so we're going to do that Name That Tune here. We got Name That Tune. These are hits from the 80s. James Lascano, Mario, you guys ready?
Yep.
Okay.
Here we go.
Everybody wants to rule the world.
You got it. Everybody wants to rule the world. Tears for Fears, 1985. All right, here we go. Number 2.
Yeah.
Share. Turn Back Time.
Turn Back Time, 1989.
Are we that old?
1989. Here we go. Number 3.
Oh,
Billy Joel.
Yeah, Billy Joel. Uptown
Billy
Girl.
Joel, Uptown Girl.
With Christy Brinkley.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just get to get that.
What, she was in the video?
Yeah.
And then you see how tall he is compared to her.
Yeah, right? All right, here we go. Number 4.
You too.
Yeah, this was a real
Without
popular
You.
song.
With or without
wasn't
you.
Yeah.
it? Yep.
This was in Friends.
Oh, really?
After they broke up.
80s hits. Number 5. Here we go.
I love rock and roll.
Yeah, popular one right there.
Well,
Joan Jett and the Black Hearts.
I would have never
1981.
guessed that.
I don't know a lot of these.
I didn't know the name, but I knew the song. But
Yeah, I knew the song. I didn't know that.
It's a lot of the songs you know, but you never really knew the names of the artists.
I'm waiting for you to kill the radio star.
Oh, I got 2 minutes. I didn't realize it's got 2 minutes on this one.
No.
John's enjoying it.
All right,
over
there we go. All right, so Consumer Quarterback Show, having some fun in studio here. We do our Name That Tune. We've got a top 10 as well from time to time, having some fun here. And let's see. Let's do our feel-good story of the week. We got to tell you something good here.
Tell me something good.
All right, young man cleans up mess caused by vandals, becomes local hero. So we got footage of this young man cleaning up a mess outside of a shop in Ardee County, and owner was hailing the young man as a local hero. Thomas Kearney of Kearney Interior posted the security footage from his store on his Facebook page, asking if anyone could identify the young man. After looking at the CCTV from the shop front, became access the gentleman who tidied up the mess and repotted the flowers. Wow, left a voucher in the shop for a thank you gesture. Anyone knows him, please contact him. The man in the video was identified as Mr. Eamon Keenan, who was shocked by the reaction to the clip. He said he thought nothing of it at the time. I was just coming back into town from a 21st. So I made a quick run to the ATM when I came across the plants on the footpath. Keenan told Independent, I just thought myself it'd take a minute to pop them back in and then go about my business. After posting the clip, the young man tidying up the Facebook page. Kearney video gone viral, and he couldn't make it up. He's told Independent, you see the man running and then stopping once he sees the mess, starts cleaning it up. All absolutely fantastic. So pretty cool, feel good story. Guy helps put the plants back in the pot. Mm-hmm. What's up?
No, I wanted to mention that feel good too about what at the Wine, Women, and Shoes what we were able to accomplish this year. I mean, we blew it out of the water, all for the Children's Cancer Center, a partner of the program, and they're phenomenal people. You know, Patty is a great person. She runs the organization, and there was a Wine, Women, and Shoes event this past Friday, and we were able to raise. I don't have the exact figures, but I know that we went way past the 136 that we did last year. So every year we're raising more funds for those children and their families, and we had a spectacular time.
Yeah,
and it was wonderful. And I mean,
thanks for doing that. That's great.
Oh, it was great that the Tampa Bay community came together to raise so much funds for those children. And you know, everyone I'm sure has been affected by cancer, and this organization helps all the families, over 900 families in the Tampa Bay area, so it's wonderful.
That's great, yeah. And the great thing about Children's Cancer Center is it's not research, it's not this stuff that might happen eventually. What it is, it's right now. They need help with groceries, they need help with automobile expense, they need help with treating, the cancer right now in the family, helping the families cope in those times. So let's go ahead and jump into our lightning round.
The lightning round!
I am so good at lightning rounds!
I majored in lightning rounds.
All right, top tips, nuggets of advice, parting words of wisdom. Mario Larrea.
You're looking to purchase, this is the time to do it. Rates have gradually been going up. They're still really low, but they're projected again to continue to rise. So, great time to get in. Again, the holiday time is another great time for buyers because a lot of people kind of just, all they're thinking about is holidays right now. Right. So, it's been tough for people to get into homes because there's limited inventory. It's an excellent time right now to to get in while other people are snoozing.
That's right. That's what I'm telling sellers right now. Is this is a great time to be on the market because so many people fall into that conventional, wisdom of, oh, I'm going to take it off the market. It's Thanksgiving, it's Christmas, Hanukkah, whatever you celebrate. But the flip side of that is, hey, the buyers that are out there, these are earnest buyers. They want to find a house. They have to find a house for the next semester of school, for the job transfer.
And if they're out there right now, they're serious.
That's right.
The other thing too is if you get closed before the end of the year, now you're looking at if it's your primary, the homestead exemption saves you a lot of money rather than waiting another month or two,
That's right. Yeah, tax incentives. There's so many reasons why.
Yep.
And kind of on that note, the 5 housing markets where home prices could outpace the nation in 2018, we were talking about on the list here, it says Tampa, Florida. Hot prices here in Tampa, Florida rose a whopping 15% over the last 12 months, according to a team at this company I don't like. To put perspective in a normal appreciation somewhere around 3%. So Tampa housing market has experienced some serious above average price gains in recent months. Going forward, the company expects this value appreciation to slow considerably. We predicted the median prices for Tampa will rise 4.5%. So you look at that and to the same point, hot market, hot things, good stuff happening.
It kind of goes along with everybody wanting to move to Florida, and Tampa is a great place. There's we're not nearly as expensive as looking at some of the other larger cities.
That's right.
And we still have a lot of commerce here and job availability. So, it's an excellent place for real estate.
Great place to live, work, and play. James Lascano.
Yeah, definitely. Well, I cannot, I'm preaching to the choir here.
Yeah.
I love Tampa, that. And I've lived in different areas. I would definitely say that contact me if you want to sell a business. Again, inventory is low, so there's a high demand right now. And also, if you're a buyer, obviously do your due diligence. Contact me also, and I'll be able to help you appropriately on the right way to evaluate and make sure that you don't pay over what you want to pay for a business if it's priced right, where everybody wins.
Got about 20 seconds. Are people flipping businesses? That's another niche that you see. Yeah. People flipping businesses coming in.
These are people that are becoming experts in their field. So a guy may be an expert restaurateur. He'll go ahead and look at a business and he'll say, look, he'll buy it at asset value or something, pick it up, and then sell it about 2 years later when it's just booming, and he's put in the right process and procedures to make sure that it's top level.
8203 U.S. Highway 301 South in Riverview. I've got a chicken spot out there right on the corner. Great buying opportunity. $525,000 just came to mind. So if you got anybody for that one. But thanks so much to our expert contributors, Mario Larrea, MI Mutual Mortgage, James Lascano, Transworld Business Advisors, and we want you to please go out there and consider committing a random act of kindness, something as simple as packing up leftover food you have, carrying it with you to and from your commute to work, handing it to that person that you see in need on the side of the road. And you change lives when you do that. I take my daughter with me sometimes. We'll go do that in the mornings, and she's sitting in the passenger seat. She's like, "Oh, that was cool, Dad." So be a force for good out there. Do something kind for one another. This is the time of year to do that. Also, clothing is needed as well. So donate that to your churches and food banks. All right, we'll see you next time. Consumer Quarterback Show, ConsumerQB.com.
You've been listening to the Consumer Quarterback, Brandon Rhymes. Whether it's real estate, consumer, or financial advice, let Brandon call your next play. Contact Brandon Rhymes at 813-670-7372. That's 813-670-7372. Online at consumerqb.com. And join us next time for the Consumer Quarterback Show, weekday afternoons at 5 on AM 1380. The Biz.